family. You see this?
Walk for the Earth family?
The Earth family. And this is a day 62. I started in Huichin, in Oakland. And the idea is go to the well to the so-called border in Tijuana, so that we can treat each other as brothers and sisters, that no human being is illegal, that we all are citizens of the world, and that if someone tries to build a wall, we're going to build bridges. And sometimes the hardest wall to bring down is the one between the head and the heart. So if we are connected with the heart, we cannot be okay in the way that our children have been separated in the so-called border. That's not okay. So if those were my children, I would be something, and that something is walking. And this sacrifice is made out of making sacred. What is sacred? Migration. So that's why we're going there. Now we are in Las Palmas, a beautiful place. It reminds me of the place where I grew up, the power plant called Mexico, in Cuernavaca, con las bugambilias rojas y violeta. Y mi mamá, mi jefecita, that she died last year, she will be very happy to know that I'm doing this for her.
What's your name again?
My family calls me Poncho Ramos.
Pancho Ramos?
Tierle, yeah.
Nice to meet you, Pancho.
Yeah,
Anthony Fino.
And we are proudly undocumented and unafraid. That's the other thing, because without us, who's going to take care of the kids? Who's going to cook? Who's going to build? Who's going to clean the office? Who's going to pick the food? With us, this doesn't work. So it's just a reminder that we are all the Earth family.
Roger that. And you're, how many miles you started in Oakland?
I started in Oakland. Yeah, I haven't counted yet. But because I'm not in a rush, I'm taking my time. I love to connect with our people, and now we're gonna be here a few days in LA and then continue.
You got other folks walking with you, or you just meet people on the way?
Yeah, at the beginning we have some, and then little by little have been inspired. But apparently in LA, there's gonna be some more folks coming here. But important is this, when we connect at the heart level, that's yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, that for me is the food of it. And the other thing is that I left without money, without water, without shelter, and look like people are so generous. People say like, oh, I know what this symbolizes, and our people especially say like, here, they tie me with a burrito without asking what I was doing. They give me a burrito, and so I've been fed. But what it feeds me the most is this, the attentive presence of you, and that you're curious and to ask.
Yeah, right, you're curious.
Yeah. So
all right, so right now, where's your next meeting spot after this?
Right now, actually, there's going to be a show of this dear friend. It's called the Jai Jagat Tour. He's with a bunch of kids that creating a choreography that says that the earth is one family.
Jai Jagat?
It's called the Jai Jagat Tour. Just check it out, Jai Jagat Tour. These kids have nothing physically, materially, and they're super happy. And so this guy that was a hot shot in a rap star quit it like 7 years ago, and he's like, these kids have something that I don't. And so he learned from them, and now he supports them around. The other thing is, you're gonna learn about this. I've been really bad on updating this, but it's earthfamilia.org. Earthfamilia.org. If you're gonna look a little bit, what is the vision?
Earthfamilia.org.
You heard about all this thing,
Yeah, earthfamilia.org.
What's your name, hermano?
Fino.
Fino, un abrazo, hermano. Fino. ¿Y you, hermano?
Vincent.
Vincent. Mucho gusto. ¿Y tú, mano? Saúl. Fino. And Vincent. Vientos. Mi familia me dice Pancho.
Pancho, nice to meet you,
Yeah,
Pancho.
nice to
So,
meet you
where's your next stop?
I think I'm gonna be here in San Fernando. They're gonna pick me up to get to the show, and then later I think we're gonna go for him. Is what, Burbank maybe?
Burbank, yeah, okay.
Something like that. So in the next days, perhaps there's someone who's gonna drop me around here and then continue to walk. So look at and
do you have a spot they can follow you what you're doing?
This is pretty amazing that we're running here, because I've been giving these little guys. That's where I get this. Every single person, and I think this is the last one. How cool is that to your family? Eh?
Thank you.
So you have
right on.
Let me see if there's another one here. But I'm pretty sure that was the last one. Yeah? That's it. Last one. I love it. So it's a good sign, no?
So they're bringing you back here to continue your walk?
To walk. Yeah.
Is there anywhere online that's following your progress, or?
Yeah. Earthfamilia.org.
Earthfamilia.org.
We need to have a better thing there so that people can see. That's good.
Oh, I get it, man. That's awesome. How's your feet, man? I see your feet. What you got?
Yeah, man.
What
Well, I
you
used to
got?
play a lot of soccer. Jugaba mucho fútbol, and I turned my meniscus, and then I started walking barefoot, like the Tarahumara. You know, this
Yeah,
people,
yeah.
indigenous folks, los pueblos
I heard
originarios.
that's for real. That's
Amazing, man. And I started walking and running barefoot, and I healed.
that's what
8 years
I've
ago.
heard a lot about that.
Yeah,
That
no.
Nike ruined it by putting a cushion heel on your foot.
That's right.
And then because we're like babies, naturally when they come out, they're walking on their toes. They know it naturally
there
to
we
do
go.
that.
There we go.
You
So
know? Yeah.
what we need to know is if people would like to change from regular shoes to these ones, you need to start walking barefoot because you want to see that you're going on your toes first.
Yeah.
And because if you go directly from the shoes to these ones, then you start walking with your toes, and then you're gonna mess up your knees.
Ah,
or something.
yeah,
so,
yeah.
so just practice barefoot before.
Yeah,
And
most-
that for me has worked. This is the closest.
And
to
you've been
barefoot.
walking like with the
With this man, with this man.
Let's see these.
Yeah.
The toe
This
shoes.
was eaten by
The
a
fiber.
dog. A puppy got it, but it's no, seriously,
Yeah.
no. And then this is it.
man.
for
And so you've been walking all the way from Oakland in these,
and I'm in good.
and you're fine,
And
man.
I'm
That's
good,
awesome.
Man, and I'm good. I have a lot of good teachers. You know that. Another John Malloy, I have to give a shout out for the 500-mile American Indian Spirit Run and Wounded Knee. That they told me like, you go through the 99, you're gonna have beautiful people, the Sikh people, and then the Sikh temples, but also our people. This is the basket of empire. I was walking through this like chamber, like gas chamber with these pesticides and chemicals. That was terrible. But that's what our people are doing. And they're sacrificing for it. So that's why they got cancer and asthma and stuff. But
Yeah.
the spirit of our people and their culture, oh my god, I don't change that for anything. It's incredible. Other people have that gas chamber in their spirits. So I'd rather have the gas chamber physically and not in their spirits. Like other people that think that material stuff, they're gonna bring that in. That's not what. This is what's up. To be on a Saturday with your papa, playing some ball.
Yeah, well, I
like-
coach football, and this little man called me up and said, "Hey, coach, can we go to the? I'm bored. I want to go to the park and run some routes." So I said, "Man, let's go." That's
awesome.
pretty
So he's
awesome.
coach.
He don't want to be inside.
Oh,
This is my son. This
son
is
and coach.
yeah,
There
this
we
is
go.
coach.
So I was close.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat. To
Yeah,
have
yeah.
a coach like that because
You don't have 11-year-old texting you say, "Hey, can we go to the park?" They're stuck on the video games. But this kid,
that's amazing. I used
wants
to
to
do a
get out
lot of
here.
sports too, man. I think that's what saved me too. That you have a lot of energy, but now imagine if you use that energy also to serve people.
Yeah.
But you can combine it,
well, that's what I try to do with coaching.
Beautiful,
Try to serve
beautiful,
these kids, be
beautiful.
here for these kids. I
Beautiful.
mean, come on, he's gonna be here by himself? But we live
yeah.
close by, so he can sit there and say, "Hey, coach, let's go to the park and run."
Beautiful.
Get outside. Like, sweet, let's go. Motivated me to get out.
Yeah.
So, man, that's awesome.
You're awesome. No, you're inspiration. I'm telling you, I just walk like 6 hours today and I'm feeling popped up to do some passes, man. Bring it on. And I'm telling you, I used to do a lot of sport. So it's like,
Said he used to play a lot of sports. I don't know if you can hear him from there.
ooh,
maybe.
hands over there, man.
Oh, my
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Well, get out there with him. Shoot, he wants to play. Come on. Yeah, see, get out there with him.
They made me run. This is my first run in 2 months.
Says it's his first run in 2 months.
You were good, man. One hand.
Oh, one-handed, he even called it. Poncho Ramos. Saw this dude just walking with his flag. Try to see what's up.
What are the positions you play? Quarterback. Quarterback? You too? No, you're receiver. Nice. That big. Oh.
All that in them Vibram shoes. Vibram shoes. You might have to start walking.
Oh, that was awesome,
You
man.
might have to start walking barefoot now. I'm gonna try it. But I've been hearing about that. The
Yeah,
barefoot.
yeah.
It's better. That's how you're.
Check out this a TED talk about Caballo Blanco, I think, that talks about barefoot and how healthy. Tarahumara, they're 70, 80 years old, never an injury on their knees, ever.
Well, you see, like all the I don't know what part of Africa, but the runners from Africa that win races, they run them in barefoot. You know, and
here's a story. There's an ultra marathon that's happening in Chihuahua, in the Copper Canyon, and it's a all-day run, and everybody's warming up for the guns. You know, they're starting, and they're warming up in the Tarahumaras. They're warming up how? Doing nothing. And they're having the skirts and barefoot or the
I've
sandals.
heard that, yeah.
And then they start running, and the sunset comes. There's a Tarahumara leader with another bunch of guys. The Ramos, he decided to stop to watch the sunset. And they were like, "Are you crazy? You know, we're in the middle of these long directions, whatever." He won the race.
What was his name again?
I don't know.
Oh, he was just a leader?
I know the story from Kermit. It's all from the American Indian Spirit Run, the 500-mile Spirit Run.
500-mile Spirit Run.
And then what the story that I know is 4 years ago, a sister in her sandals, like plastic sandals and skirt, won an ultramarathon. Like everybody's winning their gear stuff.
Man, I swear, I think I've heard about that.
Just the spirit and how to connect and how to respect. And if you do a prayer every step and you arrive in every step and you connect with that.
That takes your mind away from thinking of. Sometimes we give ourselves the pain.
Yeah, because we all have these physical capabilities. You see, you can throw a pass, you can run. But when the time comes, when you want to connect deeper and why you're doing this, and you make a mistake, and are you going to be resentful with yourself and with your teammates, or are you going to be positive and say, okay, next one, no problem, let's do it, you know?
Well, I got to say, that kid right there, the young one, he's
perfect.
He's got that.
Yeah.
He's got that. He's positive.
And that's beautiful because that teaches kids. They become teachers not only inside the field but outside the field.
Yeah,
because this is just for a little bit.
That's what I try to do. I got 3 boys, and I said if I can't change all the boys, but if I bring my 3 up right, maybe they're gonna have a friend and see it, and then that's an extra. Now that's 6.
Are you kidding me? Feel like who is going to come up on the park on Saturday when you know, hey coach, I want to do this. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
That is true wealth. That's what I'm talking about. People get fixed that wealth is monetary or financial, but that's just a very tiny part of the spectrum. There's the spiritual wealth, like cultural, to have a place where to play, who have like friends and a coach like this, wisdom, like to be able to play sports, to be physically able.
Just to get out with somebody.
To have a little bell over there.
Got the church bells going off.
Just
my son's coaching him. He helps him out too.
I wish we could have like some Emiliano Zapatas and some Flores Magon over there, but I don't see them. But it's okay. No.
Yeah, well, the artist that did that, he's a local artist, but he's been all over. Lalo Garcia, I believe.
Lalo Garcia.
Yeah, he's got portraits all over the world in churches in Brazil and Spain. And he lives here in, I believe, in San Fernando. I believe it was him that interviewed him, you know, for an elementary school project, you know, and it was, you know, and he was gracious enough to let us into his home and teach him. The kid, he's an awesome kid. All the kids I have are awesome, you know. It's just, you know, they're all awesome in their own way. You know, they all want to be here.
Teachers, I love that. No, like it's teaching teachers.
That's what I see. Now he's teaching the younger ones. You know.
Wow.
Man, it's awesome, man. Good to see you. It's like it was meant to be for us to be here, so we can talk.
Totally. And you see all the physical, could be real a little bit to be tired, but it's more mental. You know, once you have this other thing, like, man, you're.
There's this guy. I don't know if you know. There's a guy, David Goggins. He's a Navy SEAL.
Okay.
But and he went through the SEAL program. The only guy that been through the SEAL program, Hell Week 3 times, but he couldn't finish because he got injured. But he went back 3 times, and he ended up being a SEAL. But he preaches the 40% rule, that when your mind gives up at 40%, your body still has your mind gives up at 40%. Your mind still has more. Your body physically, you still have more to go, but your mind, you give up mentally.
That's why you need to work on that. Like I encourage a lot of people to work on their mind. How do you exercise your mind to quiet it? You know, some people call it meditation or contemplation or silent prayer, because once your mind is quiet, then the heart can speak.
Right.
And the heart says, you know, once we're not afraid, what love has to say. You know?
Right. That's also one thing. Like people that they run with music in. I know some folks that don't do it. because they don't want that distraction.
Yeah, no,
You know,
I
once
don't.
they're running, they
I
can
don't.
hear their breathing. They can
I
feel their
don't.
heart break.
Or
Heart.
if I would be walking from Oakland all the way plugged in, I would miss all the honks from the trailers, all the people that have saying, hey, like, or
Yeah.
this, you know, you disconnect. It's like you want to be really present and aware every single moment.
Right.
Step
Yeah.
by step.
Well, that's what me. I was in Marine Corps. I don't like having my earphones in because I don't know what's going on around me. I always want to know be aware of,
Yeah.
you know,
And it has its
situational
use,
awareness.
right? It has its use, like you can do this to not disturb other people and do
Yeah.
this, but all that's
That's
not
fine.
like a default to
Yeah.
be plugged in or
Yeah.
unplugged. Or really,
Right.
it's to be
Yeah.
unplugged. Really.
Unplugged from the world, from the planet.
That's right.
Ah. Yeah, this is awesome.
Nice.
So after you get down to Tijuana, what's the plan after that?
That's a great question. Like we don't know. Like people are gonna come from both sides, and also we wanna have people from all walks of life and all age to see.
You have a
if we can
date
serve.
on when you? I mean, do you know when you're gonna get there?
This is a good saying. Like I started. I said it's a beginning with no end, and after a couple of months, we've been converging that I think I'm gonna make it around June 7, and June 7 is important because that's the day where Mahatma Gandhi did his first non-violent civil disobedience as a migrant.
June 7th.
June 7 in the part of town called South Africa, when he had a ticket, first class ticket, to be in a train, and because of racism, a white brother that was doing his job said, like, you cannot be here because your color of your skin.
Right.
And he's like, excuse me, here's my ticket. Like, no. And they kick him out of it. He refused to move. He said, no, you need to go to the third class. Like, no, I pay for this. Why? I'm not moving. Do whatever you want. I'm not moving. So they kick him out of the train, and he was just alone in that train station. And that was the best thing that could happen in some way to humanity, because he started thinking, what I'm going to do to disobey laws that don't make sense, to disobey with great love. And
Disobey with great love.
That's what I call. You know, there's some laws that you need to follow. Those laws are the laws aligned with love. But there's laws that tell that we're different because of color of skin. Those are the laws that you need to break. But you do it without creating more exacerbation of the fracture that is already there. You
Peacefully.
do it with love. You do it respectfully. And honoring the humanity of the other people, which is key. That's what we're trying to do right now. And I've been connecting with both. Can you believe that I walk all the way the 5? The 5. I somehow.
Did you walk on the 5? On the actual freeway?
I walk on the actual freeway.
On the side, obviously. but
yeah,
on the
shoulder.
Wow.
On the shoulder. The first part I wasn't able. It was very clear they didn't let me, but then I got a little ride, a little bit up, and then I just did all the way, and then all the way from Gorman, and boom, all the way down.
All the way from Gorman.
And
Wow. How's the weather up there? Isn't it cold up there right now?
Man, it was chilly. It was hot, but then it rained. There was actually lightning and rain.
Wow.
But it was beautiful. This lake, what is it? This is the Pyramid Lake.
The Pyramid Lake, yeah. Pyramid Lake
I
is
was
just,
able to rest there, and I was just admiring the lake. I was like meditating, and then put my eyes, and then I see lightning everywhere, and I was like, all right, like.
Oh, the lightning just kept coming down.
I better keep moving, because this is a message that it's not a good idea. And then it started drizzling, and so you don't want to be wet when you're doing this. So I just continued to walk, but it was beautiful. So yeah.
That's awesome. And where do you sleep at night? Do people take you in, or do you have a?
The idea of being an Earth family right here is that we want to embody what is the Earth family. So I left on purpose, again, without money, without food, without water, without shelter, so that we show what happened if a brother or sister like shows up like that. Then you take care of them. And so far, people have been very generous, and they have taken care of me. The only times that what I know is because I'm in the middle of nowhere.
Right.
Or yesterday, I wanted to make a little bit more progress to get here to San Fernando on time for this brother, and I slept under a little tree, but it was okay. I just had like a little, I came with only one backpack, and people have been giving me
give you bags
food
and stuff,
and a hat and a little blanket there. So I have a little blanket that I use for meditating. I put that, but that's all that I need. But especially need the love and support of people, and then people respond. Sometimes people don't need to know anything, and they are generous. Here's my experience of 60 days so far is that if you give people the opportunity to be generous, they will be.
You give people the opportunity to be generous, they will be. Opportunity. That's all we need.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and have fun, like. have fun as we do this and be joyous, because this is not about, oh, you're gonna go. No, can we erase?
I ain't gonna lie. When we first saw you walking up, and like, oh, who's this weirdo? You know. But then, you know, I just get curious. You know, honestly, I say weirdo, not in a bad way, because I'm a weirdo myself.
No.
But I'm like, oh
I
man,
love
what's
to be weirdo
yeah.
in a place where being adjusted to a sick society is not good. You know? So
right.
So
yeah,
you
so
better look a little bit different. It's like, what's going on here? Like, why are you so happy? Why are you running?
That's what, like, I was like I said, I was like, oh man, who's this weirdo? Even my son, he goes, oh man, Dad, I think he's gonna talk to you. And I said, well, let him talk to me. You know, I don't mind talking to folk. You know, I mean, he wants to talk. Let's see. You know, that's how you communicate. That's how you know people. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
And I saw the flag, and I forgot how we started, but I was like, hey, you know what's going on.
You know what? I have a big flag, but today I'm gonna get more. So I'm gonna give you a gift, because if you have that quality of the coaches, this is what I have, and I'm gonna give you the last big one that I have, so that you remember that the earth is but one country, and all living beings are citizens. And,
oh, regular 3x5 flag. Wow. Are you sure?
100%. 100%. Right? So this is for you, your team, so that people, remember, maybe you do something.
Awesome,
you're teaching teachers, so now.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much, man.
Of course.
Man, yeah, you know what? And folks don't like giving hugs. You know, I mean, and I'm part of it too.
And the Paraplan called Mexico, we hugs. Man.
Yeah. I mean, I'm part of it too. I was a Marine, or I am a Marine, but it's still and I grew up macho man, I guess. All the guys I know, and they don't like doing that. But
it takes a real man to cry, man. That's the other thing. I'm a recovering sexist. I grew up in the Paraplan called Mexico. I'm a recovering left-brainer. And you need to get in contact with the heart. You know, here's a quick story from my mom. I was lucky to be in a school that at the beginning that didn't have grades, but when I passed to middle school, I started going to a regular school more, and they have tests and exams and things like that. So I came with my grades, with my A pluses. The equivalent in the Paraplan called Mexico are 10s, right? And I was, Mom, look at that. But you flipped the card, and it was all red with all the complaints from the teachers, right? And so my mom was like, for me, you're failed. You have F minus. You keep teasing your sister. You keep bullying your classmates. You keep disrespecting your teachers. Get out of here and become a better human being. Cultivate more human kindness and come back.
So when you say you were a sexist, you were just like, I'm a man and you're a woman, that type of stuff.
And in that moment, I was like, whatever, Mom. I'm in school. It took me years and years to really sink in. What my mom was saying is, Pancho, don't become a heartless intellectual. Heartless intellectual. And Mahatma Gandhi also said, when people were saying like, oh, now that you achieve with your people like independence in the part of the planet we call India, but now with all these wars, like, are you like scared like from the Nazis or something?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, the most dangerous thing are heartless intellectuals.
Wow, that's deep. Yeah, heartless intellectuals.
So again, it's being to understand that we all human beings have emotions, and we're vulnerable in a way that shows us our tender spots, and that we have shadow sides too, and that we are imperfect.
Right.
And it's okay to be imperfect, and then together we're stronger. That's the message. So for us, as a recovering sexist,
well, the past is who we were. That's not who we are today.
Exactly. And then model our young one to see that. That's really strength.
That's what I try to do. I mean, kind of similar. It's like, I'll come out here. I'm a big guy. I'm slow. But I'll try to run with these kids, and I'll be huffing and puffing just to let them know, man, I can't do it no more, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try, even though it's hurting. I just try. I guess I try to set that example with them, let them know, hey, just because I can't do it don't mean I shouldn't, or, or not just because physically it hurts. I should try, Next week I'll feel better, So, man, that's an awesome thing, man. You're doing so yeah. You get down. Where do you know exactly where in Tijuana you're going to be, or you're going to be on the U.S. side or the Mexico side?
That's a great question too. I think we're planning to connect with people in San Diego, and people are coming from Tijuana, so we're trying to come together. And the idea again is to serve. How can we erase the imaginary lines that humans draw in the dirt? First, by erasing this one, right? We were talking about this, the head and the heart.
Right.
Like, how can we align the head, the heart, and the hands? if we can align that and we can serve, you can do anything you want. So we need to start raising those lines first, and then the lines that we put in our hoods about like you and this and that territory. Like no, now we need to defend the territory, and that's the earth,
Right.
that's the rivers, that's the creeks, that's the air, the land, and then the larger lines will go away. So for me to show up there, it's like I don't care if the brother has a uniform that
Right.
or some
Different.
gear that is pretending like can we bring down that wall? And actually it happened when we started going down from the Bay Area. I was in Richmond when we went to an ICE detention center that was closed.
Ice detention. Okay.
And we did it's like the La Migra with their
Yeah,
detaining folks
yeah.
there. And then we did a ceremony there. We did like
A
do some
ceremony.
pray-
What's a ceremony? Like a prayer? Like
a prayer,
meditation?
meditation, just to set the intention of the walk. And then two police officers come out like, "What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, like you're walking all the way to Tijuana. Do you need some water? Do you need some?"
The police officers asked
Yes. Well, first, I'm undocumented, but they didn't ask for an ID or anything. They were just, and that's the point. They were just treating each other as human beings with respect. We don't need an ID for that. When you encounter another human being, can we? And that's the purpose of this book. Can we just treat each other with love and respect? That just to know the story of the other person. That's
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah. Yeah, just
So that's another
treat
wall.
each other
we
with
can dissolve
respect,
exactly
yeah.
to dissolve that wall of that uniform or that this guy looks kind of weird. Can we have the patience to listen a little bit now the story?
that's all. If you don't mind me asking, do you practice a certain religion, a spiritual? What kind of spirituality you
I
practice?
practice kindness. That's my
Kindness
religion.
is your religion. Hey,
And-
I can argue with that. I mean, I like that.
Yeah, and I tell people also that I do brain exercise. I try to shut it down at least twice a day. The first thing in the morning I sit for an hour in silence, and then the last thing in the day I do another hour of silence. Some people call it meditation,
Yeah.
other people call it silent prayer, other people call it contemplation. You name it.
Do you find a quiet spot for that, or can you do that,
Do it anywhere.
or you can do
You
that
can
in
do
a
it- of
noisy
course
spot?
It could be like here, it could be beautiful.
Yeah.
But sometimes, I've been doing a lot of nonviolent civil disobedience. You're locked up, you're in jail.
Right.
And it doesn't matter. You need to find a spot where you can do that, and it works. And I always have the curiosity of what would it look like for me if I would have learned meditation when I was playing sports, because that brings a different quality of attention to the other person too, but also the way you move and how you feel. And
They're trying meditation in elementary schools now.
Great.
Instead of disciplining them, I've read some articles where they're trying,
That's true.
instead of like punishing them with the detention or something,
Yeah.
they have them meditate. They teach them to
Well, it's
meditate.
better than now, but it's
Yeah.
terrible. That is like
Yeah.
a punishment. But hey,
Yeah.
you need to start somewhere.
Yeah, well, they don't want. I guess they want to get away from
That's
punishments. They
That's
just
right.
say,
That's
okay, we
right.
need to go meditate on
That's
that.
right.
I guess that'll change the minds. The
Little
kids
by
as they're
little.
growing up. Yeah, little by
and
little.
It would be nice that it's not only a punishment, but actually like a way
Maybe
in which
something you do.
people
Yeah,
can-
just do.
And so that people don't get confused, too. Meditation is not a religion. It could be practiced by Christians, by Jews, by Sikh, by Buddhists. Like it doesn't matter. It's just a way. I tell people sometimes it's brain exercise. So,
Yeah,
or cleaning
brain
your
exercise.
mind. I tell kids,
Yeah.
hey, like you go and wash your hands. How often? Like before eating something.
Yeah.
Like every day. Yes. Oh, how often do you go to the bathroom? Oh, every day. And Can you imagine not going to the bathroom for a month? Or not peeing and poop for a month? Or you're washing your hands for a month? So now imagine what happened with your mind
Wow.
if you don't wash it.
Oh shoot, we have to
for
turn our
2
phones
months.
off every once in a while just so they can reboot.
Exactly. And
know?
then you need a way to wash your
Yeah.
mind. It could be 1 minute, 5 minutes, whatever. But do a little, and not ingest junk.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of hard
It's a very
nowadays.
hard- I know.
Yeah,
I know.
but
But this is great. Look at
yeah,
that.
yeah. These guys are going at it
It's
still.
beautiful. And they're trained by themselves.
Yeah,
it's
yeah, they just take it
beautiful.
on their own.
And that's the pull model. I love it. They're not
Yeah.
being forced, but it's out of joy.
I told you he's hustling us. I
Nice,
told you he's
nice.
hustling. He knows what's up.
Nice.
Look, he even
That
jumped.
was awesome.
He jumped over the. So and then what time are you leaving here again? You don't have no? There's no. Do you have no times? Or you just?
No, it's a brother is coming soon.
Oh.
Let me see if he sent a message or anything. Rex, let me.
So why? Oh,
Hey,
I'm sorry.
brother Rex, I am here in Las Palmas Park. Try to look for me. I've heard with this lovely brothers that I found in the park. We're closer to the baseball field, and I think there's some parking lot here on the right. You will see there's a couple of big structures. Some here, just in case you find this message. Okay, brother. See you in a little bit. Bye.
So what? Why start from Oakland? Is that where you're from, or is that where you?
I grew up in Mexico City, but I've
Uh-huh.
been living in East Oakland in Fruitvale for 15 years.
15 years.
Yeah. Well, that's not true. I actually
Why?
lived there for 9 years, and before I was living more in the Bay Area in Berkeley.
Oh, okay.
So I went to a little bit for school there, but then I was
Ah.
moving. I was serving in Fruitvale, and that's the reason why is Huichin is the place of the indigenous people of the Bay Area, the
Uh-huh.
Ohlone people. That's
Ah.
why they call it Huichin. So I wanted to walk from there. And
What were you studying in Berkeley?
I came
If
to
you don't
study,
mind.
I was studying astrophysics.
Astrophysics. Man. Are
it's
you?
just it's just another branch of human knowledge. What I love, and that's why this is relevant, the Earth, because I came to support a team that was detecting extrasolar planets in other stars, and the holy grail is to start finding planets like the Earth.
Right.
And when I was in grad school, there was a couple of hundred, even pretty big planets, and like Jupiter
Yeah.
and so, and they were very close to the star, but little by little we start finding more and more, and right now there's close to 4,000 extrasolar planets, and they found some that are Earth-sized planets, and some that are around the star in such a place that they could have liquid water. So my dream and vision was like, well, maybe one day we can have a catalog of Earth-sized planets, so that we Earthlings understand that we need to. It doesn't matter what religion,
Right.
what country, what sexual orientation, just to be a harmonious, respectable, happy human being. That's what matters. Well, now we have a bunch of those Earth-sized planets, and there's a guesstimate that there's close to 40 billion Earth-sized planets in the Milky Way alone, in our
Oh, in the
own
middle
galaxy.
alone.
So
Yeah.
it's very
Yeah,
so
there's
now
no way
have
we can.
that.
I mean, I like to tell. I think I've heard a comedian or somebody say it, where when they went to the what is it, the Grand Canyon,
Yeah.
and he goes and the guy goes and goes, man, look at that. That thing is huge. I can't believe how big it is. And the guy goes, hey, dummy, you ever seen up there? You ever look up to
Yeah.
the sky? That's
Yeah.
way
That's right.
bigger than
That's
that,
right.
man. And you're amazed by
right.
this little hole in the ground,
That's
and we're nothing compared to all that up there.
Imagine if we were able to look at the Milky Way with the naked eye every night, because we're living in cities. We're
Right.
robbing us.
We just
we're
came
robbing us
from
that.
a couple weeks ago. We were up in June Lake near Bishop, and there's no lights, and we were
beautiful.
fishing 4 o'clock in the morning.
Nice.
And it might as well have been daylight because there's so many stars out. I mean, it looked like clouds. There were so many stars. So it's like, wow.
That looks like cloud. That's the Milky Way. That's
Yeah.
our galaxy. It's so beautiful. And if it is a moonless night, it's even
Oh, yeah.
darker, and it's amazing.
Yeah.
So that's what I love, because then it puts you in perspective, right? What I said is, I've been trained by the Milky Way.
Ah,
I've been trained by the
you've been
Milky Way.
listening. You've been listening right. You've been listening right then. Yeah, I know it's hard. I mean, I'm the city. I've been lived up in LA all my life, you know. And,
Yeah. Now imagine now that every single star that you look on the sky might have an extrasolar planet. That is a huge shift in the consciousness of humans. Like it is just recent. Like
that hurts
in the
my
last 5
brain
years,
just
like
thinking about that. Like,
5
wow.
years ago, or even less, that was that discovery of the Kepler mission that detects a bunch of these planets that now say like, oh, actually, when you look at the sky and you look at the stars, like, oh my goodness, maybe every other